Welcome back to Movies Recap Repo, your go-to channel for the most thrilling movie recaps. Today, we're diving into a frozen, post-apocalyptic world where the last remnants of humanity survive on a colossal train that never stops. 17 years ago, in a desperate attempt to combat global warming, humanity released a chemical coolant called CW7 into the atmosphere. The plan backfired catastrophically, plunging the Earth into a new ice age and wiping out almost all life. The only survivors are the few thousand souls who boarded the Snowpiercer, a massive, self-sustaining train built by the visionary industrialist, Wilford. This train, a perpetual motion machine, endlessly circles the frozen globe, a lone ark in a dead world. On board the Snowpiercer, a brutal class system has taken hold. The front sections are a haven of luxury, filled with the wealthy elite who enjoy fine dining, opulent living quarters, and extravagant parties. But as you move further back, the conditions deteriorate drastically. At the very end is the tail section, a dark, squalid, and overcrowded slum. Its inhabitants are treated as less than human, living in filth and surviving on gelatinous protein blocks distributed by armed guards. Our story begins in the grim reality of the tail section, where a man named Curtis Everett is quietly planning a revolution. He's a reluctant leader, haunted by a dark past, but driven by a burning desire for justice. His mentor is Gilliam, a wise, one-armed elder who has guided the tail section for years. Together, they believe the time is ripe to seize control of the train and end their suffering. The catalyst for the revolt comes when Wilford's soldiers, led by the ruthless Minister Mason, arrive to take two young children from the tail section. This is a common occurrence, the purpose of which is unknown and terrifying to the parents. A father named Andrew throws a shoe at the soldiers in a desperate act of defiance. As punishment, his arm is forced outside a porthole into the sub-zero temperatures, freezing it solid. A guard then shatters his frozen limb with a sledgehammer in a horrifying public display of power. This final act of cruelty ignites the rebellion. Curtis, alongside his loyal second-in-command, Edgar, and a furious Tanya, whose son was taken, decides it's time to move. Their plan hinges on a crucial piece of information: the security systems on the train are old and failing. They need to reach the front, all the way to the sacred engine, and confront Wilford himself. To do this, they need to get through the series of heavily fortified gates separating the train cars. Their first objective is to free Namgung Minsu, the security specialist who designed the very gates that imprison them. He is kept in the train's prison car, cryogenically frozen in a drugged stupor. With a bit of luck and a lot of force, the rebels break out of their section and fight their way to the prison car. There, they find not only Namgung but also his daughter, Yona. Both are addicted to chronol, a volatile industrial waste product they use as a drug. Curtis strikes a deal with Namgung, 2 blocks of chronol for every gate he opens. Namgung, a cynical and unpredictable man, agrees, less out of revolutionary zeal and more for the promise of his next fix. Yona, who possesses a strange, almost clairvoyant ability, joins them. With their new locksmiths in tow, the rebels begin their bloody advance. They push through a car where their protein blocks are made, discovering the disgusting truth: the blocks are ground-up insects. Undeterred, they press on, their numbers growing as they inspire hope in the oppressed passengers they pass. Their progress comes to a screeching halt at the water supply car. Here, Minister Mason has laid a trap. Awaiting them is a car full of axe-wielding soldiers, their faces hidden by night vision goggles. As the train enters a long, dark tunnel, a brutal, close-quarters battle erupts. The fight is savage and chaotic, a flurry of axes and improvised weapons in the pitch black. The rebels suffer heavy losses, but just as they are about to be overwhelmed, Curtis orders the tail section to use their last torches to create a flame. The fire passes from person to person, a symbol of their burning will, until it reaches the front line. The sudden light blinds the soldiers, turning the tide of the battle. The rebels emerge victorious, capturing Minister Mason in the process. Using Mason as a human shield, Curtis forces the remaining soldiers to stand down. He delivers a powerful speech, declaring that they will take the engine. The rebels, now a determined army, continue their march forward, moving through sections they could only have dreamed of. They pass a greenhouse car, an aquarium, and even a classroom for the front section children. In the classroom, the teacher indoctrinates the children with propaganda, hailing Wilford as a divine savior. The lesson is interrupted by the arrival of the rebels. As a twisted birthday celebration for the new year of the train's journey, the teacher hands out eggs. But this is another trap. One of Wilford's henchmen emerges from a large egg and opens fire on the rebels, killing Edgar in the chaos. Enraged, Curtis executes Mason without a second thought. The rebels are devastated by their losses, their momentum shattered. The remaining soldiers close in, and it seems their revolution has failed. But just then, back in the tail section, Gilliam's life is taken by Franco, Wilford's top enforcer. It is a calculated move by Wilford to break Curtis's spirit. However, it has the opposite effect. Hearing the news, Curtis is filled with a cold, unstoppable rage. Leaving the rest of the rebels behind, Curtis, Namgung, and Yona push on alone. They fight their way through luxurious cars filled with hedonistic front section passengers who are completely oblivious to the war raging just a few cars away. They traverse saunas, nightclubs, and lounges, a surreal journey through a dying, decadent society. Finally, they reach the last gate before the sacred engine. Namgung reveals his true intention. He doesn't want to open the engine room door, he wants to blow a hole in the side of the train using a ball of concentrated chronol. He has noticed signs that the world is beginning to thaw. Ice and snow are melting, and he even spotted a polar bear. He believes life outside is possible again. Curtis is horrified by the idea, still convinced that controlling the engine is the only way. As they argue, the door to the engine room opens. Wilford himself invites Curtis inside, leaving Namgung and Yona to fight off Franco, who has caught up to them. Inside the engine room, a pristine and calm space, Wilford calmly offers Curtis a steak. Wilford reveals the shocking truth. The entire revolution was orchestrated by him and Gilliam. They had secretly been in communication, planning periodic rebellions to cull the population of the tail section and maintain the delicate balance of the train's closed ecosystem. He explains that everything, from the protein blocks to the class system, is a necessary evil to ensure humanity's survival. He then offers Curtis his position, to become the new leader of the Snowpiercer. Curtis is stunned, his entire worldview shattered. As he contemplates the offer, Yona bursts in. She pulls up a floor panel, revealing the true horror of the engine. A small child from the tail section, one of the two taken earlier, is crammed into the machinery, acting as a replacement for a broken part. The children aren't taken to be soldiers or servants, they are used as living components to keep the engine running. Seeing this abomination, Curtis is snapped out of his trance. He sacrifices his own arm to jam the gears and save the child. In the ensuing chaos, Namgung lights the fuse on his chronal bomb. He and Curtis use their bodies to shield Yona and the child as the bomb detonates, triggering a massive avalanche that derails the entire train. In the aftermath, only Yona and the young boy emerge from the wreckage. They step out into the silent, white world. The train, their entire universe, is a twisted ruin behind them. But in the distance, on a snowy mountain, they spot a polar bear. Namgung was right. Life has returned to the Earth. Humanity's brutal, cyclical journey on the Snowpiercer is over, and for the first time in nearly 2 decades, there is a chance for a new beginning. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content from Movies Recap Repo. See you in the next video.